Job's sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in the house of their oldest brother. A messenger came to Job and said, "The oxen were plowing and the female donkeys were grazing nearby when the Sabaeans swooped down and took them away. They put the servants to death with the sword. And I'm the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another servant came and said, "The fire of God fell from the sky and burned up the flocks and the servants and consumed them. And I'm the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another servant came and said, "The Chaldeans formed 3 raiding parties and plundered the camels and took them away. They put the servants to death with the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another servant came and said, "Your sons and daughters were eating and were drinking wine in the house of their oldest brother." Suddenly a powerful wind swept in from the wilderness and struck the 4 corners of the house, and it collapsed on the young people, and they died. And I'm the only one who has escaped to tell you. And Job stood up, tore his robe, and shaved his head. He fell to the ground and worshipped. Then he said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be blessed." In all this, Job did not sin or blame God. This, Christians, is God's word. To be sure, Job celebrated Christmas. Christ celebrating, Christ worshiping, because he was a true believer. A man who lived probably before Abraham, who was real and who was really blessed. He had so much to look forward to because of what he really looked forward to in everything, and with everything that he had. The Christ was coming, the anointed one. He believed what the essential first gospel promise said, that someone born of a woman would come to crush the devil's head, Satan's head. He was a firm believer. And he was blessed in many other ways. He had material possessions. He had many children. He had a marriage. He had good health. He was Christ worshiping. And God allowed Satan, who approached his presence, to have at it with this man of God, Job, who worshipped the coming Christ, the Messiah. Then what did he have? Any reason for Christmas, for celebrating the Christ? There were no children to invite home for the holidays. Not anymore. The cupboard was bare, and he had no means whereby anymore to purchase anything in barter or trade or selling his livestock or his cattle or even his transportation animals like camels and donkeys. Nothing left. And he certainly did not have a card with 16 digits on the front and a security code with 3 digits on the back, promising to pay later what they're purchasing for the now. He had nothing. And yet he celebrated the Christ child. He was stripped down to nothing. And yet he's worshiping the Christ. it said that he fell to his knees after he ripped his clothes and mourned. He worshiped the Lord, and he said, and this Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head. Then he fell to the ground in worship, not cursing, but in worship. Naked I came from my mother's womb, stripped, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised. The only family member that was left was his wife. And she advised him to curse God and live out his life and die. But he continued in his Christ worship. His heart was taken, though he did not know the place where it was not yet prophesied, to Bethlehem. And to a barn, a stable, and to a young lady by the name of Mary, who was finally chosen from the line of David, whom he never even heard of, who gave birth to a son and called him Jesus, as the angel had said, and to a man named Joseph, who distrusted what this woman had done, so he thought, but she never did, for she was a virgin, and conceived the Christ, who was worthy of all worship. And she brought forth her firstborn, a son. And that's where his heart was going, ahead to what he could not yet even see by prophecy, who was Christ the Lord. And kneeled down with shepherds and worship, and join angels who are in the presence of God and cry, holy, 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 as they burst forth and said, glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to men on whom the glory of the Lord and God's favor rests. No trees, no presents, no Christmas bonuses. Mary could have used a bed instead of hay for her delivery. The baby Jesus could have used a bassinet instead of a feeding trough. They should have been surrounded by what? Caring, trained medical professionals in a sanitized situation. But that's where Job's heart went. He had nothing. And yet, what did he do? He worshipped the Christ and in the name of the Christ who was coming. The one who would come to do for him what he would do for all of us. Be perfect in his heart and in his hands and with his mouth, and worshiping God in everything he said and did and thought. Not for himself, but for us. Not for himself, but for Job, who would then lay down his life, because he knew this about the promise, Job did, that in crushing the devil's head, his heel would be struck. And if there's a serpent that strikes, there's going to be venom, and there's going to be poison, and there's probably going to be death. For Jesus did not apply any anti-venom whatsoever, did he? For Job and for all sinners. And he would look forward ahead to what he himself prophesied in Job 19. I know that my Redeemer lives, that he will stand the latter day upon this earth. And even after my body has been destroyed, yet I will see him with my own eyes, in my own flesh, I will see him. How my heart yearns within me. He believed in the resurrection of the Christ of God. A stripped down Christmas. What is essential, Christian, for a Christ celebration? What is it? What is it that you cannot have without and still have, and cannot be without and still have a Christ celebration? It's the baby Jesus. That, him, and him alone. I think back to when I was about 9 or 10. And in our household, we had the wish books. J.C. Penney, Montgomery Ward's, Monkey Ward's, Sears Roebuck. And we were to go through those catalogs, those wish books, and write down on what page, what item. I remember one Christmas, 9 or 10, I brought the wish book even to the supper table. And I had it dog-eared turned over. And there was probably food stain on those 2 pages that were open, because I wanted to make sure that my parents saw what I really wanted: a Civil War set, a Union cap, a strap across the chest with the ammunition belt, a saber, and a musket. And I got it. And I also recited all the things for the Christmas service, the children's service, and sang all those. But you know what my heart was focused on? Getting that present. You know what? I cannot tell you whatever happened to that. I loved it. I cherished it. It's gone. But you know what remains? The essence of Christmas. What is it, Christian? When you're stripped of everything else, when you've lost it all like Job, or if you did, when you have no children to come home, when your spouse is turned against you, what is it that you still have? Who is it that you still have? What is it that will carry you, that will deliver you, that will entertain you, and is your heartbeat, your heart of hearts? The question is, who is it? Will your career carry you, sustain you, entertain you? Is that your heart of hearts? You'll be disappointed. Is it your marriage? That will carry you, sustain you, entertain you, and is your heart of hearts? All marriages end. And sometimes, even if they don't, they disappoint. And if you were never married, does that mean you're not carried? You're not delivered? You're not entertained? And you have no heart of hearts? Is it your health? A healthy body? Is that what will carry you and deliver you and entertain you? And is your heart of hearts? A perfect healthy body for a man is just about over at age 28. Ladies, maybe a little longer. Is that what will carry you and sustain you, deliver you and sustain you, and is your heart of hearts? How long does your retirement last? Long enough before while you last? Is that what it really is? And what are we teaching our children? When we're long gone, is it the crops in the fields, the animals we have in our stalls and pens, the partying we're able to do within the walls that could collapse? Is it the achievements of our lives? The entertainment, the carrying, the sustaining, and are all those other things the heart of hearts? We've been bamboozled because what we worship, what is important to us, is what we worship. We've been bamboozled by false gods. And false gods can deliver nothing. The word idol literally in the Old Testament means nothings. But there was a baby in the manger that Job looked forward to. And so he had everything. There's a baby in a manger that we look back to. And that, dear Christian, is what will sustain us and carry us and entertain us and is our heart of hearts. Even when we have nothing. Jesus plus nothing equals everything. And everything minus Jesus equals nothing. Join the praise of Job. Join the Christ Mass. Christ worshiping. Christ celebrating. Even if you have nothing, we fall to the ground in worship and we say, naked I came into this world from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. But having Jesus, we have everything. And having Jesus, we can say, the Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed or praised be the name of the Lord. Because by God the Holy Spirit, the real Spirit of Christmas, what do we end up having for all eternity? Got our children back who believe in Christ. Though not married, our marriage partner back to share joy forevermore and never to be parted. To have things that become so very secondary when we look at the Lamb on the throne and sing the praises of blessing and honor and wisdom and thanks and praise be to him forever and ever. I'm praying for a stripped-down Christmas, like Job. Join me. Amen. Now may the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, guard your hearts and minds with faith in Christ Jesus, now and forever.